When a woman contacts you, one of the biggest mistakes you can make is responding too eagerly or desperately, which can come across as needy and lower your perceived value. Instead of instantly replying with excessive enthusiasm or over-investing in the conversation, maintain a balanced and confident demeanor. Women are often attracted to men who are secure, self-assured, and have their own lives going on. Taking your time to craft a thoughtful yet casual response shows that you are interested but not overly available, creating a natural sense of intrigue and attraction. Take your time eliminates any mystery or intrigue. Women are attracted to men who have a purpose and are busy pursuing their goals. By replying instantly, you risk appearing overly available, which can cause her to lose interest. Instead, take your time. This doesn't mean ignoring her for days or playing games, but give yourself a moment to gather your thoughts and compose a response. Even wait an hour or two can signal that you're confident and in control when you do reply. Keep it brief and lighthearted. For example, if she sends a simple, "Hey," resist the urge to write a long, eager response. Instead, say something like, "Hey, good to hear from you." This shows that while you're happy to hear from her, you're not dropping everything to engage. Remember, confidence is about balance. Taking your time shows that you're secure in yourself and that her message didn't turn your world upside down. That calm, measured energy is what keeps her intrigued. Section 2. Avoid over-explaining. When a woman reaches out, it's easy to fall into the trap of over-explaining. You might feel compelled to justify why you haven't been in touch or to prove how busy and productive you've been. This urge often stems from insecurity, the desire to be seen in a positive light. Ironically, though, providing too much explanation can have the opposite effect, making you appear unsure or anxious. For instance, if she asks, "Why didn't you text me?" Many men respond with a long-winded justification like, "Oh, I've just been swamped with work, hitting the gym, handling family matters, and I didn't want to come off too strong or bother you." While this may seem considerate, it actually undermines your position, signaling that you're seeking her approval. A better approach is to keep your response simple and confident. Saying something like, "I've been busy with life," or "just focusing on myself," maintains an air of self-assurance while keeping a sense of mystery. The less you reveal, the more curiosity you create. She'll start wondering what's been occupying your time, which works in your favor. Women are drawn to men who are secure in themselves, and maintaining brevity in your responses subtly communicates confidence without the need to prove anything. Don't let emotions take over seeing. Her name pop up on your phone can stir up a mix of emotions. Maybe you're thrilled because you've been waiting for her to reach out, or perhaps you feel resentment, thinking, "Why now after all this time?" Whatever the case, letting emotions dictate your response is one of the biggest mistakes you can make. Reacting impulsively, whether with excessive excitement or cold indifference, can come across as desperate or defensive. For example, bombarding her with messages about how much you missed her can be overwhelming and counterproductive. On the flip side, responding with sarcasm or bitterness can push her away. Instead, take a moment to process your feelings before replying. Ask yourself, what's her intent? Is she genuinely interested in reconnecting, or is she just testing the waters? Approaching the conversation with a calm and collected mindset allows you to maintain control. This doesn't mean suppressing your emotions altogether. It's natural to feel excited or even a little nervous. However, responding with measured confidence signals emotional maturity. A composed, straightforward response reassures her that you're in control of yourself and not thrown off balance by her message. Women respect men who can handle their emotions with maturity and poise. Don't immediately revisit past issues. If she reaches out after a long period of silence, it's tempting to dive straight into discussing what went wrong. You may want closure or clarity, but opening the conversation with past conflicts can create unnecessary tension and derail any chance of positive interaction. Instead, focus on keeping things light and engaging, reestablishing a natural flow of conversation before addressing deeper issues sets a better foundation for meaningful dialogue. Let the conversation unfold naturally before deciding if revisiting the past is even necessary. Don't make the conversation all about Herschel. It's great to show interest in her life. Avoid making the conversation revolve entirely around her. A balanced exchange keeps things engaging and prevents you from appearing overly eager to please. By maintaining your individuality and sharing aspects of your own life, you project confidence and self-worth, qualities that naturally attract others. The key is to approach interactions with a composed mindset, maintaining control over the conversation and allowing her curiosity to build. When you keep things light, confident, and engaging, you naturally create a dynamic where she feels drawn to you rather than the other way around. When she reaches out, it's easy to fall into the habit of making the conversation all about her. You might ask a lot of questions about her life. Her feelings or what she's been up to while showing interest is important. Overdoing it can make you seem overly invested, and it shifts the dynamic. Putting her in the driver's seat while you take a back seat. Here's a better approach. Balance the conversation by sharing things about yourself. If she asks how you've been, don't just say, "I'm good." How about you instead? Share something meaningful, for example. You could say, "I've been great. Just started a new hobby that I'm really enjoying," or "I've been focusing on some personal goals and it's been rewarding." This not only makes the conversation more engaging, but also reminds her that you're living a fulfilling life. Without her, women are drawn to men who have a sense of purpose and direction. By showing that you're focused on your own growth and happiness, you become more attractive in her eyes. It also shifts the dynamic of the conversation, making her more curious about you and what's going on in your life. Section 6. Don't assume her intentions. Assume her intentions when she reaches out. After weeks of silence, your mind might jump to conclusions. Is she missing me? Does she regret what happened? Does she looking to rekindle things? While it's natural to speculate, one of the biggest mistakes you can make is assuming her intentions without any clear evidence. This assumption not only sets you up for potential disappointment, but also shifts your focus away from how you should approach the situation. Here's the reality. Women reach out for different reasons, and not all of them mean she wants to rekindle things. She might just be curious about what you're up to, testing the waters, or even seeking validation for herself. Approaching her message with a neutral mindset allows you to respond in a way that aligns with your self-respect and personal goals. Instead of making assumptions, focus on her actions rather than her words. For example, if she sends a simple, Hey, don't immediately assume it's a grand gesture. Respond calmly and observe of her effort in continuing the conversation. Is she showing genuine interest in your life? Is she asking questions and engaging in a meaningful way? These are the signs that her intentions might align with yours. A great way to keep the dynamic balanced is to respond with curiosity, not expectation. For instance, if she asks how you've been, reply confidently, but leave some mystery. I've been great, working on a few exciting things. How about you? This keeps the interaction light, while signaling that you're not placing too much weight on her message. Ultimately, by staying neutral and observant, you take control of the situation. This calm, confident approach not only protects you from potential disappointment, but also piques her interest, as she'll sense your self-assuredness and emotional maturity. Section S. Don't revert to old patterns when a woman reaches out. It's easy to fall back into the same dynamic you had before. Maybe you were overly available, constantly accommodating her needs, or quick to seek her approval. Reverting to these old patterns is a missed opportunity to show her how much you've grown since the no-contact period. Consider this if she's reaching out. There's a reason something about the silence or your absence has made her curious, and she's likely observing how you respond if you immediately slip back into being overly eager or accommodating. It sends the message that nothing has changed. This can quickly diminish the respect or intrigue she may have started to feel for you. Instead, use this as a chance to demonstrate your growth. Show her that you've become a better version of yourself, and that you're no longer the person who would chase or seek constant approval. By maintaining boundaries and showing emotional maturity, you'll create a new dynamic one where you're in control and the relationship feels more balanced. Section S. Don't revert to old patterns when a woman reaches out. It's easy to fall back into the same dynamic you had before. Maybe you were overly available, constantly accommodating her needs, or quick to seek her approval. Reverting to these old patterns is a missed opportunity to show her how much you've grown since the no-contact period. Consider this if she's reaching out. There's a reason something about the silence or your absence has made her curious, and she's likely observing how you respond if you immediately slip back into being overly eager or accommodating. It sends the message that nothing has changed. This can quickly diminish the respect or intrigue she may have started to feel for you. Instead, take this opportunity to establish a new, healthier dynamic. For example, if she suggests meeting up, don't jump to agree. Immediately, you might say something like, "I'd like that. Let me check my schedule and get back to you." This shows her that your time is valuable and that you're not dropping everything for her. Similarly, if she starts bringing up past grievances, resist the urge to over-apologize or justify yourself. Respond calmly and assertively, keeping the focus on the present. Breaking old patterns isn't just about how you respond to her. It's also about how you carry yourself. Show her that your priorities and boundaries have shifted. When she sees that you've grown and aren't the same person she left behind, it creates a sense of curiosity and admiration. Growth is attractive, and demonstrating it through your actions can rekindle her interest far more effectively than words ever could. Section 8. Don't ignore red flags when a woman reaches out after a period of silence. The excitement of hearing from her can make you overlook certain behaviors or signs. Perhaps her messages are sporadic, vague, or lacking in genuine effort. Or maybe she's reaching out at odd times, like late at night, or her tone feels more like she's testing you than genuinely reconnecting. Ignoring these red flags can set you up for frustration and emotional setbacks. Pay attention to the quality of her communication. Is she genuinely engaging, or does it feel like she's reaching out just to pass the time or boost her ego? For instance, if her messages are short and lack follow-up questions, it's a sign that her interest might be surface level. Similarly, if she's avoiding direct communication or making excuses when you suggest meeting in person, it's worth considering whether she is truly invested in reconnecting. Addressing red flags doesn't mean confronting her aggressively or shutting her down. Instead, approach the situation with curiosity and tact. For example, if her responses are inconsistent, you might say, "I noticed you seem a bit distracted. Everything okay?" This gentle nudge not only acknowledges the behavior, but also gives her the opportunity to clarify her intentions by identifying and addressing red flags early. You maintain control of the situation and protect yourself from unnecessary disappointment. It also demonstrates your self-respect and emotional awareness, which are qualities that women admire. Remember, it's better to address these issues now than to invest time and energy into a situation that doesn't align with your values. Section 9. Don't be afraid to. Don't be afraid to walk away. Walk away when she finally reaches out. It's tempting to hold on to the interaction, no matter what, especially if you've been hoping for this moment. However, one of the most powerful things you can do is recognize when walking away is the best option. This isn't about punishing her or playing games. It's about valuing your self-respect and understanding that not all connections are worth salvaging. Walking away can be a response to many scenarios. Maybe her messages feel half-hearted, or she's not showing genuine effort to reconnect. Perhaps her actions are inconsistent with her words, or you sense that she's not fully invested in these cases. Clinging to the interaction only diminishes your self-worth and gives her more power in the dynamic. By choosing to walk away, you're making a statement about your standards. For example, if she's been flaky about making plans, you might say, "I think it's best if we both take some more time to figure out what we want." This leaves the door open while asserting that you won't settle for less than you deserve. The power of walking away lies in its impact. It signals that you're not afraid to prioritize your well-being, which can shift the dynamic in your favor. Many women are drawn to men who value themselves enough to step back when necessary. This confident, self-assured energy can make her rethink her approach and even reignite her interest. Conclusion. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to Learn with Stoic for more real, relatable advice on navigating the complexities of love and relationships. Remember, relationships take time, care, and effort, but the rewards are worth it. When fear and caution are met with understanding and patience, they transform into trust and connection. Thank us for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. This content is intended for motivational and self-improvement purposes only. It is not intended to promote manipulation, emotional detachment as a means of control,